Number 1. Distance education made possible by computers is known as A. Tutorial learning, B. Online learning, C. Learning by texting, D. Module learning. The answer is letter B. Online learning. It is an internet-enabled. A. Tutorial learning, guided instruction, not necessarily online. C. Learning by texting, too narrow. D. Module learning is a self-paced or not inherited computer-based. Number 2. Which marked the declaration of war against Spain? A. The exile of Rizal to Dapitan. B. The execution of Dr. Jose Rizal. C. The discovery of Katipunan. D. The death of Gomborza. The answer is letter B. Execution of Dr. Jose Rizal. It sparked an outrage, marked war declaration. So A. Exile to Dapitan. Removal only, not war trigger. C. Discovery of Katipunan. It is led to upstrings, not formal declaration. D. Death of Gomborza. It inspired nationalism but earlier, not war start. 3. All are famous works of Dr. Jose Rizal except A. To the Filipino Youth, B. Touch Me Not, C. The Reign of Greed, D. The Daughter of a Friar. The answer is letter D. The Daughter of a Friar. Not written by Rizal, falsely attributed. So, in letter A, to the Filipino Youth, it is an authentic poem of Rizal. B. Touch Me Not, English title of No Limit Tangere. That is a Rizal's novel. So, The Reign of the Greed, it is the English title of El Filibusterismo. That is Rizal's work also, the novel. Number 4, the literary piece that expresses truth through symbolic people and events is known as A. Fiction, B. Epic, C. Elegy, D. Allegory. So the answer is letter D, the allegory. It expresses the truth, symbolic characters, and the event that fits the definition precisely. A. Fiction. It is a broad category, not always symbolic or truth focused. Letter B. Epic. Long narrative poem focuses on a heroic deeds, not symbolic truth. So in letter C, Elegy, it's a mournful poem, expresses grief, not symbolic representation. 5. Which among the following is not prime number? A. 61, B. 71, C. 31, D. 5. The answer is letter A, 61. It is a prime number, divisible only by 1 and itself. 6. Alin sa mga sumusunod ang mahalagang salik ng talumpati? A. Malinaw na paliwanag, B. Matikas na tindig, C. Magyabang, D. Manggulat. The answer is letter A, malinaw na paliwanag. It is essential for clarity and obedience understanding, the key element of a good speech. Number 7, the indigenous people of the Cordillera mountain range of northern Luzon are the A. Igorots, B. Aitas, C. Mangyans, D. Dinagats. The answer is letter A, Igorots. It is the indigenous people of the Cordillera mountain range. And letter B, Aitas. It is a native to Central Luzon and Zambales, not in Cordillera. C, Mangyans. It is an indigenous people to Mindoro, not in northern Luzon. So in Dinagat, that is from Dinagat Island in the Mindanao, unrelated to Cordillera. 8. Pinakapayak na anyo ng salita na walang kahalong panlapi ay A. Laguhan, B. Gitlapi, C. Salitang ugat, D. Wikang likas. So the answer is letter C, salitang ugat. Ito ay pinakapayak na anyo, walang anumang panlapi. So E, laguhan, panlapi sa unahan at hulihan, hindi payak. Sa letter B, gitlapi. Panlapi ay nilagay sa loob ng salita. D, wikang likas. Tumutukoy sa wika, hindi sa anyo ng salita.
Okay, let's have number 9. There was hiatus for 2 years before I went back to college. Hiatus means a lapse. B, an interruption. C, lent. D, continuation. Rationalization. Hiatus means a break, gap, or interruption in an activity. The sentence says there was a 2-year break before going back to college. That is a lapse of time. So, lapse is equals break or pause. An interruption and continuation are the opposite. So, therefore, the answer is lapse. Let's have number 10. Evergreen in journalism means A, that is sensational, B, that is a familiar story, C, that it can be published anytime, D, that it needs to have follow-up story. So, when we say journalism, an evergreen story is a topic that does not get old and remains relevant at any time. Examples: tip on studying, health reminders, or your tasks, your duties, or etc. It is not time-bound, so it can be published anytime. So the answer is letter C. Let's have number 11. Both Nerata and I. So after the word both, the pronoun should be in the subjective form because it is part of the sentence subject. Both Nerata and I plan to go. Me and myself are incorrect because they are object form. So the answer is A, I. Let's have number 12. Wise people can blank with frustrations. A, cope up, B, cope on, C, cope, D, copen. Letter C. Why? The correct expression is cope with something, not cope up or cope on or cope in. Cope with frustrations or is equals to handle frustrations. Cope up is commonly heard, but it is grammatically incorrect. The answer is letter C, cope. 13. Anong taon na ipasa ang Batas Commonwealth bilang 517 na nagdideklara sa Tagalog bilang opisyal na wika? A, 1935, B, 1940, C, 1946, D, 1950. Rationalization. Commonwealth Act number 570, effective on July 4, 1946, declared Filipino or Tagalog as the official language of the Philippines. Therefore, the correct year is 1946. So, letter C. Number 14, tumutukoy ito sa nakasanayang pagsasalita ng isang tao. A, dialect, B, idiolect, C, sociolect, D, rehistro. Ang idiolect, natatanging paraan ng pagsasalita ng isang individual, tayo. Ang dialect, batay sa lugar. Ang sociolect, batay sa grupo. Ang rehistro, batay sa sitwasyon. So, nakasanayang pagsasalita ng isang tao ay idiolect. Ang tamang sagot ay letter B, idiolect. Number 15, ang bagong alpabetong Filipino ay binubuo ng ilang titik. A, 26, B, 28, C, 30, D, 27. So, ang tamang sagot ay letter B, 28. Bakit kaya? Ang bagong alpabetong Filipino noong 1987 ay may 28 letters, 20 mula sa lumang abakada, merong plus 8 dagdag, yung C, F, G, N, Q, V, X, Z. So, bakit kaya ang letter A, C, D ay mali? Ang 26 para sa English alphabet, hindi Filipino. Ang 30 naman, sobra, walang 30-letter Filipino alphabet. Ang 27, kulang, dapat 28. So, ang tamang sagot ay letter B, 28. 16. He is regarded as the father of Cubism and his real name is really the tongue twister. A. Michelangelo, B. Paul Cézanne, C. Henry Moore, D. Pablo Picasso. So, why letter D, Pablo Picasso? Pablo Picasso is the father of Cubism. His full name is extremely long, about 15 names, which is why is it described as a tongue twister. So, letter D, Pablo Picasso.
General education. So, number 17. Had I studied very well, I blank rewarded with vacation in the US. So, A was, B would have been, C will be, D would be. So, let's have the rationalization. So, the sentence in the third conditional talking about a past unreal situation. So, had I studied or was past unreal condition, or we need to have a plus past participle. So the correct here is, had I studied very well, I would have been rewarded. So letter C. Next number is 18. So when helping in the kitchen, I am always careful not to hurt blank. So A, ourselves, B, myself, C, himself, D, herself. So let's have the rationalization. So the subject is I, so the reflexive pronoun must match myself. So the correct, so I am careful not to hurt myself. So why the others are wrong? So ourself is used for we, not I, and then the help self is refers to he, and then the herself is refers to she. So the answer for this is letter B, myself. So next, number 19. So neither the teacher nor the students blank present in the affair. So A, were, B, was, C, am, D, is. So let's have the rationalization. So in neither nor, the verb agrees with the nearer subject. So nearer subject, students, or plural, but these tricky grammar nouns are actually in standard users neither nor, singular or verb. So the correct for this is neither the teacher nor the student was present. So why the others are wrong? So where used for plural might seem okay because student is plural, but formal grammar uses singular with neither or nor. And also the is wrong because the subject is not I, and then the is wrong because students is plural. So the answer for this is C, was. So let's have number 20. So my sister and I meet an acquaintance of blank on the shopping mall. A, ours, B, us, C, mine, D, ourselves. So let's have the rationalization. So the sentence needs a possessive pronoun to show ownership and acquaintance of mine. So the answer for this is mine. So why the others are wrong? So ours would refer to we, not I, and then the us is object pronoun, not possessive, and then the ourselves is reflexive, not possessive. Next number is number 21. So laging umuukil-kil sa isipan ng ama ang nasisirang pangako ng anak. A, sumasagi, B, gumugulo, C, bumubuhay, D, sumasapi. So let's have the rationalization. So ang salitang umuukil sa isipan ay nangangahulugang paulit-ulit na nagpapagulo sa isip, nakababahala at hindi makalimutang iniisip ng tao. So ang tamang sagot dito ay gumugulo. So ito ay nangangahulugang nakakaisturbo sa isipan. And then ang sumasagi sa isip ay nangangahulugang saglit lang na naaalala o dumaraan lang sa isip. And then ang bumubuhay is nangangahulugang muling nagbibigay buhay. And then ang sumasapi is karaniwang ginagamit para sa sinapian ng espiritu. So ang tamang sagot dito ay gumugulo. So next number is number 22. Ano ang focus ng pandiwa sa pahayag na bumibili ng bagong sasakyan si Angelo? A, focus sa direction, B, focus sa kagamitan, C, focus sa sanhi, D, focus sa actor. So, let's have the rationalization. So, ang pandiwa ay bumibili at ang gumagawa ng kilos ay si Angelo. Kaya focus sa actor. So, the answer for this is focus sa actor. And then, sa focus sa direction. So, ito ay tungkol sa pagtutunguhan ng kilos or walang lokasyong pinuntahan dito. At then, ang focus sa kagamitan ay tumutukoy sa gamit na ipinatupad sa kilos, wala namang kagamitan dito. And then, sa focus sa sani is tumutukoy sa dahilan, walang ipinakitang dahilan sa pangungusap. So, ang tamang sagot nito ay focus sa actor. So, let's have number 23. Anong tayutay ang tinutukoy sa pahayag? Durog ang katawang bumagsak sa semento si Miguel. A. Pagtutulad. B. Pagbibigay katauhan. C. Pagmamalabis. D. Pagwawangis. Rationalization. So, ang durog ang katawan ay exagerado at hindi literal, kaya ito ay pagmamalabis or hyperbole. So, ang pagtutulad ay gumagamit ng parang tulad o kasing na wala rito. And then, ang pagbibigay katawan is nagbibigay buhay sa bagay or walang ganito sa pahayag. And then, ang pagwawangis ay diretsong pagpahambing na parang pagtutulad pero walang pantukoy. And then, the answer for this is hyperbole or pagmamalabis. Next number is 24. So, sino ang pinakalooban ng karangalan bilang unang tunay na makata noong 1708? A. Jose de la Cruz. B. Felipe de Jesus. C. Francisco Balagtas. D. Joey Corazon de Jesus. Rationalization. So, Felipe de Jesus ang kinala noong 1708 bilang unang tunay na makata. And then, si Jose de la Cruz is Husing Sise o kilala bilang makata, ngunit nabuhay makalipas pa ang 1708. And then si Francisco Balagtas is ama ng Florante at Lara, 19th century makata, hindi 1708. And then si Jose Corazon de Jesus is makata na dulang Tagalog sa 20th century, napakalayo sa pitsang 1708. So, ang tamang sagot dito is si Felipe de Jesus.
Okay, for number 25, intonacation noise refers to. Okay, so the answer is letter B, anything that disturbs message delivery. So, what is noise in communication? So, it refers to any interference that prevents the message from being received or understood correctly. So, for example, you are teaching math problem, then some of your students couldn't hear or couldn't hear you because imong classroom is too loud. No, the students are talking, the students aren't listening to your discussion, so it affects the deliverance of message. So dili sila kasabot. So that one is an example of noise in communication. Number 26, when a teacher uses gestures and facial expressions to emphasize a point, this is the answer is letter A, nonverbal communication. So why? So nonverbal communication, it conveys messages without using spoken or written words. It includes gestures, facial expressions, body language, eye contact, and posture. It helps emphasize points, express emotion, or guide understanding. For example, si teacher, no, nagtanda si teacher to encourage, no, na mo answer ang students, or isa ang ni teacher, kilay ni teacher to show disapproval, no, or uses hand motions to explain steps in math problem, no? So so students can understand the attention ni teacher without using words. Next, number 27, the Bayanihan spirit in Philippine history refers to. Okay, so self-explanatory naman siya, no? So the answer is letter B, community cooperation. So bayanihan is a Filipino tradition or custom, right, of working together to help others. So for example, so after sa earthquake no nahitabo sa northern Cebu, magnitude of 6.9, where there's a lot of destruction, even death, missing or na-buried sa na buried sila sa tungkol sa landslide and such, no? Bayanihan. So despite sa kanang devastating situation, Filipinos are willing to help, no? Kabantay mo ato. Daghan kay ni donate, daghan kay ni tabang, no? Daghan kay ni the volunteer, muripak sa relief goods, and yeah, rebuild houses, clean streets. So everyone contributes their effort for the good of the community, and that's the bayanihan, one of our strength as Filipinos. So who was the second editor of La Solidaridad? C, D. Okay, so the answer is letter C, Marcelo H. Del Pilar. Excuse me. So si Haina ang ang term niya. So si Haina was the first editor, and Marcelo or Del Pilar succeeded him as the second editor, no, continuing the newspaper's advocacy for reform and nationalism. So again, isa ang second editor of La Solidaridad, it's Del Pilar. And katong the first editor of La Solidaridad, it was Haina. Okay. For number 29, recently a powerful earthquake hit northern Cebu, Philippines. So what was its magnitude? So the answer is letter B, 6.9. Excuse me. So the recent powerful earthquake, in northern Cebu was recorded at magnitude 6.9. No, pag alas 9:59 ng sa gabi or mga alas 10 pa to. Anyway, it was confirmed by the Belvox. Okay, again, sa ito ang magnitude nga ni struck down sa northern Cebu, Philippines pag September 30. So magnitude of 6.9. So number 30, which of the following is a renewable source of energy? Renewable. Okay, the answer is letter C, solar power. So renewable energy comes from sources that naturally replenished, unlike coal, oil, or natural gas, no, which can run out. Well, solar energy comes from sunlight, which is limitless and environmentally friendly. So, number 31. Ang sinaunang alpabetong Pilipino ay tinatawag na blank. So, the answer is baybayin. So, baybayin is the ancient indigenous writing system of early Filipinos. So, it existed long before the Bakadaan Abecedario. Number 32. Ano ang kasalungat ng salitang mabagal? So, kasalungat in English, ihang opposite, no, or what do you call it? Opposite meaning niya. So, mabagal. So, may mabagal is slow. In English, the opposite term ano niya is mabilis or fast. So, the answer is letter A, mabilis. For number 33, the Philippines celebrates Independence Day every. So, the answer is letter A, June 12. So, the Philippines declared independence from Spain on June 12, 1898, and it is celebrated nationwide every year. Independence Day honors freedom, patriotism, and national heroes.
For item number 34, the following are considered primary color except A, red, B, blue, C, green, D, yellow. So the answer is C, green. Why? It's because green is a secondary color. Red is a primary color. Blue is also a primary color together with yellow, which is also a primary color. So the question is, all of the following are considered primary color except, so the answer would be green because green is again a secondary color. Let's move on to the next number. 35. The following are energy and food decomposers except A, earthworm, B, termite, C, fungi, or D, plant. So the answer is plant. Why? It's because plants are producers, not decomposers. So when we say producer, it is an organism that can produce their own food. But when we say decomposer, it is the organisms that decompose or break down a different type of another organism, which are earthworm, termite, and fungi. They are all considered decomposer. And then again, the question explains or states that the following are energy and food decomposer except
So when we say except, it is not included. So which is the plant? Because plant is considered producers. Alright, let's move on to the next number. Medicine is benefited by scientific development of A. Access to information. B. Information dissemination. C. Control of diseases. Or D. Research capability. So the correct answer is C. Control of diseases. Why? It's because it is scientific advancements in medicine primarily helps control and manage diseases, while A, which is access to information, is wrong because while it is important, it's broader and not specific to medicine. Another is when we say information dissemination, it is also wrong because it is only spreading information and it isn't the primary benefit. Same goes with the research capability, also wrong because research is as means, not the direct benefit. Alright, now let's move on to the next number, which is number 37. So, a satisfying problem-solving experience improves one's ability to cope with the next difficulty. So, this quotation means that A. It is always difficult to handle problems. B. Problem-solving is daily activity. C. Every successful experience strengthens one's ability to face difficulties. Or D. One has development skills to improve talent and ability. So the answer is C. Every successful experience strengthens one's ability to face difficulties. Why? It's because the quote implies that overcoming challenges builds resilience, while A, which is always difficult, is wrong because the quote doesn't say problems are always difficult. Same as daily activity. Wrong. Why? It's because not the focus of the quote. And D, which is developing skills, is also wrong because it is really close but not that the best fit. Alright, so when answering, we need to choose what is the best or the closest one. That's why the answer is, again, letter C. The quote explains every successful experience strengthens one's ability to face difficulties. Let's move on to number 38. Of the criteria of personhood, recognition and acceptance by others are classified as criteria. A. Cognitive. B. Sentient. C. Genetic. D. Social. So the answer would be D. Social. Why? Social criteria involve recognition and acceptance by other. While cognitive is wrong, it's because it refers to mental processes. While sentient is wrong also because sentient refers to capacity to feel. While the other one is also wrong, which is genetic, because genetic refers to biological heritage. So again, your question or statement is of the criteria of personhood, recognition, and acceptance by others are classified as criteria. So the closest answer is D. Social. Next, 39. Filipino heroes, in order to avoid identity and persecution during the Spanish era, did not use their true name in propaganda writings but used instead A. Pseudonym, B. Symbol, C. Nickname, or D. Emoji. So the answer would be A. Pseudonym. Why? Because pseudonym refers to a false or fictitious names used to conceal identity. B. Wrong symbols presents concepts, not names. Again, A. Pseudonym is correct because pseudonyms are false or fictitious names used to conceal identity. B. Symbol wrong because symbols represents concepts, not names. C. Nickname wrong also because nicknames are informal names, not necessarily a secret. While D. Emoji is also wrong because emojis are visual symbols, not names. Alright, let's continue. 440. Moralists write literary pieces that inform the teach morals lessons, which are called A. Lyric, B. Historical, C. Didactic, or D. Autobiographical? So the answer is C. Didactic. Why? Didactic literature aims to teach moral lessons, while lyric are songs, texts often expressive but not necessarily didactic. Historical, it is a text that focuses on recording events, not morals. D. Autobiographical, in where autobiographies are personal life stories. So the best answer is C. Didactic, which aims to teach moral lessons. 41. There are literature forms whose purpose is to educate or inform, and to these groups, which is it? A. Short story, B. Epistle, C. Journal, D. Biography. So the answer is D. Biography, because biographies aims to inform about a person's life. Short story, it is only a fictional narrative. Same with epistle. Epistles are letters, often personal or formal. And journal can be personal or academic records. So the best answer is letter D, biography, that aims to inform about person's life. 42. Why are dams thicker at the bottoms than their tops? A. Water is denser at the bottom. B. The temperature is higher at the bottom. C. Water weighs more at the bottom. Or D. Water pressure is higher at the bottom. So what could be the answer? The answer is letter D. Water pressure is higher at the bottom. So water pressure increases with depth due to gravity. So denser water is wrong because water density isn't the main reason. Same with the temperature, which is also wrong because temperature isn't relevant here. And also, water weighs more is also wrong because weight isn't the direct cause.
Hi everyone, so this is Ray and let me continue the remaining items. Alright, let's have item number 43. So the greatest good for the greatest number of people is the theory of blank. A. Rights, B. Deontology, C. Utilitarianism, D. Justice. So the answer is letter C, utilitarianism. By the way, it is an ethical theory holding that the best action is the one that maximizes utility. Let's have item number 44. The question is, what being emphasized by consequentialism? A. Choices, B. Assessment of an action, C. Human nature, D. End result. So the answer is letter D, which is the end result. So when we say consequentialism, it is the view that the morality of an action depends only on its consequences. Let's have item number 45. Globalization is a condition called A. Globalism, B. Globality, C. Globalization, D. Globalist. So the answer is letter C, globality, because it refers to the condition or state resulting from globalization, where countries and people become interconnected and interdependent in economic, cultural, political, technological aspects. Let's have item number 46. The question is, how many global goals does the Sustainable Development have? A. 15, B. 17, C. 18, D. 10. The answer is letter B. There are 17 global goals, in which the Sustainable Development Goals are a collection of 17 interlinked global goals designed to be a blueprint to achieve a better, a more sustainable future for all. Let's have number 47. He is the national hero who painted the Spolarium in 1884. A. Carlos Francisco. B. Jose Hoya. C. Vicente Manansala. D. Juan Luna. And the answer is letter D. Juan Luna. So he was a Filipino painter, sculptor, and a political activist of the Philippine Revolution during late 19th century. He became one of the first recognized Philippine artists. Juan Luna is renowned for painting the Spolarium, a masterpiece that earned him international recognition. Let's have item number 48. Blue is a blank. A. Warm color. B. Complementary color. C. Cool color. D. Analogous color. And the answer is letter C. So it is often described as a cool color because it is reminiscent of cool things like water and sky. Let's have item number 49. The question is, what is known as self-control that builds up self-esteem and assertion of individuality of the self? A. Autonomy. B. Trust. C. Trust. D. Intimacy. Alright, the answer is letter A. Autonomy, in which it is a concept often associated with self-control, independence, and the ability to make one's own decisions. And for the last item, one negative aspect of the self, how is one regarded if he or she believes in self-interest as a moral principle? A. Egoist. B. Egotist. C. Egregious. D. Egomaniac. And the answer is letter A. Egoist, because it is the philosophical view that self-interest is the foundation of morality.